Hello Steelers and welcome to this game of Water Tanker. I've not played this for a long time. I've got a couple of battle reports of this over on elsewhere on the channel, but I've not actually played for a long time. What I thought I'd do is, I've already played a game of Achtung Panzer using exactly the same setup that I've got here for that I'm going to be playing this game in. So I kind of wanted to do a bit of a compare and contrast between Water Tanker and Achtung Panzer. So obviously Achtung Panzer being a Warlord game, Water Tanker being a Too Fat Lardies game. So basically, you know, you can watch this video and then you can also watch the Achtung Panzer video and make your own mind up as to which one you prefer. But this is going to be a very small game, pretty much. You know, I've got a Tiger versus two T-34s, exactly the same setup as I've got in Achtung Panzer. So it's going to be a similar game, just we'll see if there are different results and just see how it plays out. So compare and contrast and go and check out the other video for Achtung Panzer as well. So we've got our dashboard set up here. As you can see, we've got the Tiger, two T-34s, A and B. I know which is which. A is the one with the patriotic slogans on, one B isn't. All of them are buttoned at the moment. They've all got a shot up the spout, so they're all loaded. Nobody has acquired a target, all aimed at a target, so that's where those are there. They also have their 6 command dice here, which they're going to be rolling to get their activations. The Tiger has a slow turret. Slow turret means that it can only move 60 degrees, its turret 60 degrees once in a turn. It has heavy armour, which means that its side armour is the same as the front armour, so it's pretty good for that. T-34s on the other hand are fast, so they can both change any number of their dice into a move dice. Because that's just an ability that they have, so they can get extra move dice in there. Also, they have an armour of 6 and a strike of 6. The Tiger has an armour of 10 and a strike of 10 as well, so pretty hardcore. But hopefully the speed of those T-34s means they will get behind the Tiger and do it some damage up its bumhole, I think. And here is the gaming table. So we've got the setup exactly the same as Achtung Panzer. So I've got the Tiger at the back over here. Meanwhile, I've got the two T-34s over here in the cornfields heading down. In the middle of it, there is this little village here, a couple of blocks of wood as well here and there, and also a couple of hills on either side of this road as well. So little bits of terrain to block line of sight, and also just, you know, to move around and mess about with fences and things like that. Okay, so let's get on with this game. So now the first thing we have to do is work out the initiative order. So we do this by rolling dice, 1d6 per tank. This is an aspect of Water Tanker I don't particularly like, simply because you know who's going to get who's got the first initiative and who's got the second, third, fourth, depending on how many tanks you have. I much prefer the Water Cowboy version of this, where basically you pull a card out, you don't know what the next card is going to be, so nobody knows who's going to move next. All they know is who is moving at the moment. It's a minor gripe, and it's something you could quite easily change. I'm playing this rules as written, so this is how we're doing it. So Tiger, first of all, it's basically whoever gets the highest roll here gets the initiative for the turn. So a 2 for the Tiger, first T-34, a 1, and then T-34, the last one, 5. So they've scored. If you had any ties on these scores, you would just re-roll them. So T-34B is going first, then the Tiger is going second, and then finally T-34A. So we take our command dice. This is for T-34B, so we're rolling these. So we'll see what we've got. We've got 2, a 2, 2 3s, a 4 and a 6. So we'll just go through those, tell you what those are. So the 2s are spotting dice. The 3s are acquisition dice, sorry, aim dice, and the 4s are shooting dice, and the 6 is a wild dice. Now the T-34 is, remember, it's a fast tank, so it can change any of these numbers into anything it wants to, so not into anything it wants to, but it can change them into a drive dice, which is a 1, and you can also use the wild dice as any other number as well, or hold it over and give it a +1 for the initiative roll next turn. What we're going to do is probably not going to be in a position to fire at that Tiger yet, but they want to get into a position to be able to dash up that table. So I'm going to turn one of the 2s into a 1 first of all, so that's going to be a move. Then we may turn this 6 into a 1 as well. We'll see what happens depending on where it goes. So to move, it's going to turn 90 degrees first of all, and then it's going to move forward d6 inches. If it moves up to 90 degrees, actually it's going to turn up to 90 degrees, so it gets its full move. It turns and then moves. If you turn a full 90 degrees, you drop one of your 2 d6 for moving. So let's just see how fast he goes. That's 9 inches, so I'll measure that up and show you how that works. So you may be able to see there we've got a panther in the background, but that's not going to be taking part in our game today. So we've got 9 inches, and we can go up to 90 degrees as part of that move, and also turn that turret as well. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it forward just up to the edge of this cornfield here, the turret just kind of facing towards where the tiger is. I think that'll do for now. In fact, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that 6 into another 1. Well, we got a 6, so we're turning that into a 1, and I'm going to try to get it up to by the side of this building here, I think. Or is it worthwhile going that way? It's going to turn 90 degrees and go that way, I think. So we take away one of the dice. Sorry, I rolled 2 there. We should just roll 1. 3 inches, and basically it's going to go that way, and then also turn the turret towards the tiger again. Bit of a risk, but those tigers are quite slow. Speaking of the tiger, let's do his command roll. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. I'll just do it for the first turn, just so you get an idea of how these work. I'll roll them off camera, but explaining what we've got. So we've got a 1, it's a move dice. We've got a 3, which is an aim dice. We've got a 4, which is a spot dice. A fire dice, and then we've got 2 5s, which are reloads, and then we've also got a 6, which is a wild dice as well. So quite a bit it can do with that. So I think it's probably going to do some moving first of all. So it's going to use the 1 as a drive dice to get up that hill first of all, 7 inches. It's going to come across the top of this hill here and turn its turret as well, 60 degrees. I can't actually spot the T-34 from where I am because line of sight is blocked by that building currently. But we've got the aim dice, we've got a couple of the dice there, so I might just give it and turn the other 6 into a 1. It's got a 6, turn that into another 1, so then it will move across, and I think I'm going to bring it down on the other side of this hill here to try and block that T-34 as it comes around that corner. So let's have a look. 6 inch, we're going there, so bring it down to about here, and it can't turn its turret again because it has a slow turret as part of its attributes. Okay, final action for this turn. T-34 76 again, so let's, quite a lot of 6s in there. We've got 1, 2, 3 6s, 2 5s, and a 4. So again, they're fast tanks, so they can turn any of these into any one of these into a 1 if they want to, but they've also got those wild dice. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all these 6s into 1s and try and get this speeding up to the side of that tiger if possible, and hopefully try to get behind it. So we're basically just going to use those 3 dice. So our number 1 turn move is going to be bombing further forward. So let's have a look. We're going to go, currently going 6 inches for this fella, so up to here. Then his second move dice is, that's cocked, so I'll just roll that. So we've got a 2 and a 1, so only 3 inches this time, so it brings him to there. And then his final dice, or at least his final move dice at the moment, 7 inches. So that will bring him up to the edge of this. We can then turn that turret 60 degrees, so he's now facing that tiger. Now we've actually got a 4 and 2 5s. I can turn that into another move dice, another one of these into another move dice, and hope for that their initiative comes up first in the next turn. I think I'm going to do that. You know, no guts, no glory. So we'll turn our 4 into a 1. We haven't acquired the tiger yet, but we can at least 2 inches. It's not great, but it can move up to 90 degrees, and it will do, and then also turn the turret, so we are now facing the tiger, so it just needs to acquire it now and then fire and hopefully get a shot at least. Right, so let's try again for the initiative for the next turn. So the tiger has rolled a 4, T-34A has rolled a 5, and T-34B, they kind of wanted that, has rolled a 3. So we have got 1, 2, I'm just marking these here so I remember them, 1, 2 and 3. So basically T-34, who just moved, gets to go first. So let's just see what his command dice are. Let's give it a go, shall we? So we've got 2 6s, 2, a 2, a 1 and a 5. So no firing in there, but it does have a spotting dice, so they can actually spot the tiger. So that's, we'll just do that. Well, we'll do it after they moved, because once they've moved they have to spot again. So we're going to use the move dice to get in, probably try to get behind the tiger as much as possible, then maybe turn one of these 6s into a 4, and maybe even to a 5, into a 3 as well, so they can aim. So let's just see how far they get first of all. Right, so that move dice, let's see how far we go first of all. 2 inches, oh god. So it comes to there, but at least it can point at the tiger. I'm going to swap another 2 into a 1 as well, so we can at least get a bit further forward. I'm trying to get around the rear of the tiger if they can. 7 inches this time, so we can get at least up to the road there. It's not on the rear, but it is quite close, and it's turned its gun as well to face at that tiger. So now we've got 2 6s, so we can change those into we've used the 2 here to acquire, and then we've also got a reload, which I'm just going to hang on to. We've got 2 6s, so they are going to aim and shoot. Right, I doubt very much this is going to do a lot, but we may as well try it. We're firing at the tiger's side, which, because he's got heavy armor, is still the same armor anyway as the other side. It really needs to be on the rear of these to be able to do some damage. So we need to hit. We're hitting on a 6 up. This is less than 48 inches. He's got an aim dice, so that gives it a +1 on that, so basically a 5 up and 2d6. And that's a 5, becomes a 6, so it has hit just. And then we roll the strike dice for the T-34. So this is against what is classed as the frontal armour of the tiger, because it's a heavy armour. So basically we're looking at 5s and 6s, 5s being ordinary hits, 6 being critical hits. They count if it can get through the armour. So let's have a look first of all what we got. We've got just 2 normal hits. So I don't think this is going to do a great deal, because the tiger has got 10 armour, and this is looking for 5s and 6s to bounce that off basically. So we've got 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 bounces off. So basically there are fewer hits than there are armour saves, so basically that just bounces off, does nothing, but at least they've got to try. Then just to finish off, that T-34 has loaded with using his 5, so he's done. Now the tiger, I've rolled for them, and they have had a pretty terrible roll. They've got 3 1s, a 3, a 5 and a 6, so they can't actually spot this T-34. But we can do if we turn that 6 into a 2, so we can at least acquire it. But first of all we're going to use the 1s to move, and it is going to reverse backwards just a d6 onto the top of that hill again, so 1 inch, so basically there, and then it is going to try again with its second action, so 3 inch. So now we got it to there. It can also move its turret as well as part of that free move. It has acquired the target with that 2. It's also aimed as well with the 3, so it is now it has acquired and aimed, but that's all it can do. So it's gonna hang on in there, I guess. The second T-34 hasn't had a great run of luck either with its dice, so let's just see. It's going to go. We've got 2, 4, 3 5s and a 6. Those 5s are pretty useless, so we can turn at least one of those into a 1, so we will do, because that's that free move. It's just going to smash through those fences, because they're fences. They're not going to stop a tank, are they? 6 inches, so we get us up to here. It's come up to there, turned its turret, so at least it can now spot that tiger, which it has done. Is we'll acquire it. Then we've got this other 6 as well. It could fire, but it would be an unaimed shot. It's not going to be a great shot, is it? We could always aim at that tiger, or we could actually just, I don't know, let's just move it forward with that 1 and try and get it a bit closer, and do maybe another aimed shot at it from there, I guess. So look, it was not an aimed shot, but a shot anyway with the 4. So we get it up to there, and then it's going to take a shot. Well, the tiger's in serious doo-doo at this point, isn't it? So we're going to use that 4 to fire. It's an unaimed shot, so it's just going to be a 6 to hit, then reload with one of those 5s anyway. So I'll just mark that it has acquired the tiger. So we're hitting on a 6 up. Let's have a look. 7, that is a hit. So we've got 6 strike dice, looking at 5s and 6s, and again it's that side armour of the tiger, so it's only 1 hit, but it is a special hit. However, the Tiger has those 10 saves. So we're looking again 5s and 6s. It's got 1, 2, 3. So basically bounces off. That was close though. There was potential there that the T-34 could have done something to the Tiger, but that has ended the T-34's turn. It will use its 5 to reload, so it's reloaded back again. Right, let's go for initiative again. So let's see what the Tiger gets. They've got a 4 this time. It's hoping to get as much as it can at this point. Then we've got the T-34. First one is a 5, so it's still beating that Tiger. And then the last T-34 is a 6, so we've got one T-34 goes first, second T-34 goes second, and then the Tiger, if it's still around. Let's just see. So I will roll the dice for this guy here. So what have we got? We've got 6, which is wild. We've got a 2, a 3. Remember, he is acquired. He hasn't aimed at him though. So he's got an aim, then he's got 2 shoots and also a 5, which is a reload. So he might just plug away at the Tiger as he stands, I think. Well, let's have a think. Well, currently the acquisition dice is doing nothing for him, so we're going to turn that into a 1 because he's already acquired that Tiger, and he's going to try to get up onto that hill and then put a shot up the Tiger's bum hole if he can. So let's see, that's 8 inches. So that does actually get him up here, and I think that is just within the Tiger's, and he's turning his gun as well, so that's just within the Tiger's rear armour. So it's going to be a strike against the rear armour. He then uses his 3 to aim, and then he's got 2 shots, one of which will be aimed, one of which won't be aimed, but he can also reload in between those 2 because he's got a 5 as well. So he's also got he's got a 6 as well, which can potentially turn into another shot. So first of all, first shot, this is his aimed shot, so we're adding +1 onto this, so he needs a 6 up to hit. That is a 9, that is a hit. So he's firing against rear armour. This time an ordinary hit is a 3, otherwise it's a 4, 5 or a 6 for a critical, because it's right up the spout there. So actually we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 criticals and 2 ordinary hits. So actually that is pretty terrible. So the Tiger now has to save against all 6 of those. Otherwise, let's see what happens. And it has saved. There's a cock dice in there, so I will roll that. It has saved 1, and the cock dice hasn't saved anything. The hits are exceeds but saves by 3. So which it does, because it's 5, the tank is destroyed. If most hits are critical, then tank is on fire and becomes a major obstacle, and they are. So that Tiger is actually on fire as well. Ooh, bad times. So there you go, that's how you defeat Tigers. You get right up behind them and shoot them up the bum. There you go folks, that's how you defeat a Tiger with a T-34. Get right up behind it and shoot it right in the rear. So yeah, that's a burning wreck there. If there was any more Germans here, I think the thing is here, if the Tiger had the initiative in this case, they probably would have at least clobbered that T-34 down there. He had acquired it, but he hadn't actually hit it or anything. But yeah, the other guy came in far too quick with his speed, used his 3 dice for speed and just got straight up there and basically clobbered him. So yeah, grabbed the initiative and did it. Great game. This is the first time I played What a Tanker for a while. We played it at the club a few months ago, but it's the first time I played for a while, and I've forgotten actually how much of a good game it is and how dynamic it is as well as a game. Very simple to learn, easy to pick up for anybody new to the hobby, or even just new to Too Fat Lardies games. There's a lot of variables in it, lots of friction in it, and it is a really good fun game. Let me know if you played it, if you enjoy it. If you've enjoyed this video as well, let me know. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed it, hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Either or, it all helps the algorithm. Leave me a comment, and if you haven't, please do me the honour of subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next Storm of Steel video.